Welcome, Cancer, to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 18th of December for the Sun or the Ascendant. Energy could be a little bit low at the start of this week, partly because I think there's part of you that really would like to have some escapism, and there may be those pressing obligations and responsibilities that you're going to find it hard not to attend to, so you can feel a little bit sort of pulled in two directions. But there is a lot to look forward to this week for you, because Venus is in a gorgeously sociable part of your situation, and it's arcing in an opposition with Uranus, the planet of the unexpected. Of course, it can be a very provocative influence, but I feel that there could be a last minute invitation or a connection you have if you go out. Maybe it's a social meetup, maybe linked to a Christmas party or gathering and your work, and actually you can start to really enjoy yourself. But also Mercury continues its retrograde in the sector of relating in your chart, but actually forges a really strong link with the stern but steady Saturn. You may find yourself having that pleasurable interface and enjoying some laughter and some frivolity, but you could also have quite a heart-to-heart with someone, and actually it can be really good. And maybe something can be said that really clarifies your feelings on a matter that's important to you. And as the retreating Mercury meets the advancing Sun on Friday, as the Sun powers into Capricorn with the winter solstice, and of course ushers in Cardinal Quadrant 4, and the next 13 weeks are going to be very important, not just for your relationships, Cancer, but more to do with how you interact with others, how you set your boundaries, sometimes even how you compete. But on that day, on Friday, the Sun and Mercury meet exactly in a cazimi, which is a really, really strong planetary influence, and one to be celebrated, because in the 7th house, Mercury here in its retrograde may have seen you a little bit frustrated if you feel that someone can't quite hear where you're coming from. It's not that you're not trying hard enough to really keep it crisp and clean in terms of what you're saying. They just may not have quite got your message. But you know, Mercury retrograde does get a bad rap. And this particular week, with Saturn very supportive, and then the cazimi, which Saturn informs too, suggests actually you could cut through all the potential for misunderstandings, glitches, and get to a point of true agreement with someone really special. It could be around a business situation. It could be about arranging a trip. It could be about going away with a friend. It doesn't have to be in a romantic dimension, but some kind of collaboration or cooperation could really start to fall into place. Now then, on Saturday, Mercury inverts back into that 6th house, which we started the week talking about, with the Sun's square with Neptune. And maybe that part of you that does like everything to run very smoothly, particularly at Christmas time, if there are some last minute arrangements that you need to attend to, I think at the end of this week, whether it's wrapping some gifts, writing some cards out, moving some furniture around, setting up a guest room, doing some baking, all those practical last minute strands are something that Mercury's retrograde in your 6th house can see you start to really engage with in a way that at the start of this week may have seemed quite a bore, quite tiresome, and you know, that part of you that needed to break out a little bit and have some fun certainly gets the chance to do that with Venus's opposition with Uranus. There could be a frank exchange, I have to say, with Venus opposite Uranus in a romantic context. If it feels that a partner is resentful, for example, about you going out with a group of friends, maybe you're going to surprise them with the force of your opinion. But equally, in a friendship circle, you could find that someone you've known for some time starts to take on a much greater allure, and you might start to notice things about them that you hadn't seen before. So relationships a really interesting for you this week. You could reach a greater sense of understanding and collaboration, or perhaps you're just going to tell it how it is and let someone know what your minimum standard is and what you will not put up with anymore. So that's entirely possible. But I feel by the very end of the week, you probably will quite happily catch up with any chores or tasks that maybe you did or were tempted to leave earlier in the week. If you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand what serious astrology can do for you, if you give me 3 pieces of your personal birth data, time, date and place of birth, I can produce for you your personal astrology forecast for 2024, but also my special package. You'll get your character analysis, your life roadmap report, which can help you to get much more aware of the patterns that are played out in your life so far, but a much more intimate understanding of how to deal with them future forwards. But also in my special package, you can get your zodiac forecast for year 2024, your Chinese forecast, and your Indian Vedic forecast from Aries through to Pisces for all 12 signs, absolutely free of charge. Please see the link beneath this video to order.